Guys, it's your girl, Ashley Kirkwood with the Speak Your Way to Cash podcast, where we teach you how to start at the top of the speaking market instead of working your way up from the bottom. During this show, you will hear solo episodes from me, where I'll show you how I have landed and negotiated 5- and 6-figure speaking contracts and licensing deals. You'll also hear from our amazing guests who have grown enormous speaking businesses by utilizing sales and marketing principles that work. If you want to grow your speaking business, listen to this podcast, and then afterwards, head on over to ashleynicolekirkwood.shop and grab my book, Speak Your Way to Cash, How to Start at the Top of the Speaking Market instead of working your way up from the bottom. Ready to dive in? Let's go. Hey, y'all. What's up to the Speak Your Way to Cash family? It's Ashley Kirkwood back again with another podcast episode. But this time, guys, I am actually going to let you listen in to a live video that I recorded. Now, if you're listening to this live video on the podcast and you're like, I want to join your next live, I want to ask you questions, I want to be able to get feedback about my business, then you have to follow me on Instagram at the Ashley Nicole Show, and make sure you're following the Speak Your Way to Cash Facebook page. All right. Make sure you're following the Speak Your Way to Cash Facebook page because that's where I go live. I also sometimes go live in the Speak Your Way to Cash Facebook group, but enough about that. Even though you may have missed it live, you're about to hear it again. So listen into this live episode and let me know what you think. You can always send me an email to ashley@speakyourwaytocash.com. Let's listen in. My name's Ashley Kirkwood, the founder of Speak Your Way to Cash. I also own founded a law firm called Mobile General Counsel. By way of both of the companies that I have founded, I have been someone who has been landing corporate contracts, negotiating contracts, drafting contracts and licensing deals with clients, even have helped an author take their independent book and sell it to a large media house. So all areas of licensing we have experience with. We do more than just draft the contracts. We also negotiate them and work in an agent capacity for our clients. So our unique experience really does lend us to this conversation. And I'm excited to talk to you guys about how you can make a little bit of money with corporations. If you're interested in landing corporate clients, drop a me in the chat. And if you're someone who already has corporate clients, drop a done it in the chat, okay? Drop a done it in the chat so that we can kind of see where we're at in the experience levels of those in the rooms. No shame either way. If you are someone who has sold something to another person, you are capable of selling to a corporation. Do not let the fact that they are large corporations fool you. Do not let the fact that they are large corporations fool you. So you're in the right place if you are a speaker, an expert, an entrepreneur, an author, someone who wants to leverage your expertise for a corporate or collegiate client, okay? So if you are someone who wants to further leverage your expertise for a corporate or collegiate client, and you want to learn how to sell to these organizations in the most effective way possible for right now. Now, as someone who's done over 20,000 sales calls, worked in sales before graduating from Northwestern Law, as a full-time sales associate and clerk, I can tell you that the way that we need to sell now during COVID is slightly different. Fundamental sales strategies will always be the same. You have to reach out to people. You need to find out their pain points. You need to talk to them about their pain points. But because of the pandemic, I have seen shortened buying cycles from corporations, and I have seen more last-minute things getting done because a lot of companies are understaffed. And the easier you make it for these organizations to do business with you, the better off you'll be, okay? So we're going to cover the 5 mistakes speakers make when trying to land 5- and 6-figure corporate contracts. I'm Ashley. This is me and my family, Chris and Christelle. We were actually recording our commercial in this shot for our Speak Your Way to Cash live event. If you haven't seen the commercial, you may be able to find it on YouTube. Jets may or may not have been involved. It was a really fun time. So that's my beautiful daughter. She's 1 year old. That's my husband, Chris. He joined the company to work with me full time in February and absolutely love them. So I'm an international speaker and award-winning lawyer. I use speaking to scale both my law firm and also to land my own large clients across the United States of America. And I speak at college campuses and corporations around the country on the currency of confidence or the love method of communication. Both of those are essentially communication presentations. How do we communicate better with people and connect to get a desired result, whatever that may be for my organizational clients? So I have done quite a bit of press, which is why it is a core element of the paid method, which I teach our speakers. I believe you should be getting out there, getting on press. Last year we did a campaign and landed on Fox and NBC. We're in talks now with a few other national media outlets that we plan to partner with this year to share our company's message. I do think press is important, but if you want a quick tip before we even get into it, studies have shown that podcasts are the most effective forms of media if you're looking to get buyers. Going on TV is great, but podcasts are where the money resides. So when I have actually landed clients from doing press, nine times out of 10, it was because of a podcast that I was on. And some of these podcasts have millions of views. Others are a little bit smaller. The important thing when you're pitching podcasts is like, make sure they're in your niche so that you can really get something out of it. Okay, so let's just go right into the mistakes. Can we just dive right in? The number one mistake is selling from a place of desperation. This is universal. If you are someone in business, everyone's at different places in their business. For those of you that have not sold to companies yet, and even those of you that have, who are your customers? Do you have individual coaching clients and you're hoping to add corporations, or you also have corporations? Or are you someone who only sells to one type of client? And I ask that because drop who your clients are in the chat. When I think about our business, we have coaching clients, we have corporate clients, and then we have some small business clients. And I believe the key to a really good business, and that one that can survive pandemics and all the other things that may be thrown our way, is having a business that is diversified enough that you don't get into a place of desperation. Okay, I'm saying small Black-owned business, coaching clients. Okay, excellent. With anything that moves the market can also move your business. And we've seen some huge market shifts lately. So you want to make sure that even if you only service corporations, there's some diversity to maybe the size of the company that you sell while they're still in the same industry. So keep that in mind. What are you doing to diversify your business? Because selling from a place of desperation rarely works. Here's how this shows up with folks who want to land corporate clients or looking to land their first six-figure contract. And maybe they've done other speaking, but they just haven't been able to make it a consistent revenue stream, is they try a strategy for a couple months, 60 days in, they're like, this doesn't work. This doesn't work. I need money now. This isn't going to work. I can't make it work. The negative self-talk literally impacts your immune system. It's not good. Okay. So you have to get out of it. All desperation needs to leave, because at the end of the day, people don't buy from you to support you. They buy from you because they believe what you have to offer will support them. And the only way you can accurately show that with integrity, meaning not selling people something they don't need, is if you ditch desperation. So instead, you want to make sure your business is well diversified so that there's not one type of client that makes up all your business revenue. There was a point in time where our business was lopsided. We had a corporate client paying us more than $15,000 per month. They were by far our largest client at that point in time. And the problem with that was they had far too much control over our bottom line from month to month. So instead of doing what a lot of businesses do, which would be to scale down because you have a large client pushing money into your business every single month that you're servicing well, we ended up scaling our sales efforts up so that our business wouldn't be too much reliant on one client. So landing a larger contract or a licensing deal is great, especially when there's recurring revenue involved, but it can be bad if they control too much of your business and all of your staffing needs are based on that one contract, when at any time that company could also, give you the X, okay? So you don't want to deal with that. So you want to make sure that you're not lopsided. If you have a limiting understanding of speaking business models, this can really hurt your business. So in terms of, I use speaking loosely when I talk about landing corporate clients, speaking to corporate clients, doing things like that. I'm typically using it loosely. I'm like, all right, speaking clients. But in reality, you need to understand your business model. Are you a keynote presenter? Are you looking for large conferences to speak at, and you have a list of the largest conferences that hire out speakers, and that's who you're pitching every single day? Are you a workshop series presenter? Are you someone that wants to go in, deliver a workshop, and then you upsell the organization on coaching? Is that something that you wanted to do? Oh, thank you so much, Larry. Excited that your book arrived yesterday. Started reading it. It's really good stuff. I appreciate that. We put a lot into that book. And I'm glad you got it because we've been shipping books every day. So I'm glad you got it. Really, I'm glad you got it. So if you have a limited understanding of speaking business models, this can really hurt and harm your business because you need to have a customer map. And this is something that we talk about in the Speak Your Way to Cash book. Okay. So in this book, we talk about something called your customer map. But another thing that you may want to think through is, what does your customer's journey look like? Because you really want it to be a circle if you're serving large organizations. You don't want it to be, they hire me to keynote, that's it. Well, what's their next step? Do they have other mini events that you can serve during the year? Do you have some consulting that you can do with the organizer to help their event be more impactful and sell more seats? Do you have things that you're going to sell to the audience of the event? So you're not even looking to get paid from the organizer, but you want to get in front of 1,000 ideal clients so that you can eventually do an upsell for them. So you really want to think through what is your speaking business model? Or do you not want to get, because there's two ways to get paid to speak. I can get paid by the organizer or I can get paid from the audience. If I'm getting paid by the organizer, they're paying me before I hit the stage. If I'm getting paid by the audience, that means I'm showing up to present to an ideal audience that is well qualified and vetted. And then that audience, I'll make an offer to the audience and they will actually be able to use my products and services. So when I think of getting paid to speak, those are two ways that I hear most often. So which way are you looking forward to using? So speaking to speak is what I call, like, you get paid to get on the stage. Speaking to sell is when you're looking for qualified audiences and then you may pay or you don't get paid to get in front of that audience because you know you can get your money from the audience itself. Which one is most appealing to you? So if you're trying to get paid to speak before you get on the stage, put speak. And if you want to speak on stages in front of your ideal audience, put sell. That may be simpler. Coach April's like, I like both. Me too. Both can be extremely valuable. You just have to, if you're not going to get paid until after you get there and you're going to pay your own way out and all that, you really have to make sure you're good at qualifying audiences, and you need to make sure that you know your conversion rates. So when me and Chris used to do this, when we first started our business, we utilized both. And Chris would literally watch how people responded when I said certain things so that he could know our conversion rate. So he'd be like, oh, that really hit. You need to keep saying that. Or nope, that didn't work. Nobody was excited to buy the book. Or when you utilize the book in your speech, we sold way more books in the back of the room. Or when you talked about your client who landed a 6-figure contract, we sold way more coaching in the back of the room. So you have to get really granular with knowing which pieces of your presentation will move your audience forward. That's really important if you're solely like getting up there and you're going to sell from the stage. Okay. So another one is like only offering speeches, one-time speeches instead of programs. Okay. Yes, recon is critical. So only offering speeches instead of programs. This is a big one. This is a big one. If you're using language with your corporate or collegiate clients and you're only talking about a speech you can give versus a program that you can bring into their organization. When you say I have a program that I can bring into a particular organization, you're essentially saying I have something that is long-term and tailored for your organization that I think would add value and I think would help. And you really want to make sure you're talking about programs instead of just speeches. Now, there are some caveats to this because we talked about business models. If you are for sure, like I'm a keynote speaker, I have some licensed courses that I sell on the back end, but that's it. I'm keynoting. That's all I'm doing. Don't ask for anything else, then fine. And if you're a keynote presenter, you may be looking at national associations versus corporate or collegiate clients specifically who are going to be paying their keynote presenters and speakers. And you want to start building those relationships before the big conference seasons come about.
It is here. The Speak Your Way to Cash book is now available for you to purchase. Go to Amazon to get your audio, Kindle, or hardcover copy of the book. And we have a paperback copy, okay? So you can get it on Audible and listen to it. And I read it myself. So if you love the podcast, you will love the audiobook. Go get it now. Speak Your Way to Cash, how to start at the top of the speaking market instead of working your way up from the bottom. A bit about the book. It's broken down into 6 parts, and it is over 260 pages of goodness, okay? Part 1 covers mindset. Part 2 covers getting yourself in the press. Part 3 covers assembling your 6-figure offer. Part 4 covers inviting people to work with you, sales. Part 5 covers delivering an outstanding speech. And Part 6 covers legalities that every speaker needs and how to build a team. I mean, literally, what did we leave out? Nothing. So go to Amazon and grab your copy today. And let me know you did it too.
But if you're selling to colleges or corporations, typically you're talking about bringing in programs, you're learning what their needs are, and you're presenting solutions that can help them over time. Now, obviously, they may not always take that whole big package proposal that you present. And so you're going to give them what I like to call a pricey opt-in. That's one piece of the puzzle that they can get started with, see some results, and then deepen the relationship at a later time. Okay, so another big mistake I see is giving valuable IP away, literally just gifting it to the client. Like, all right, seems like you don't want to pay me any more money here. I'll just give you all my goods and goodness. Like, this is a big one. So when it comes to giving away valuable IP, this is what this looks like. Not having your own speaking and consulting contract that you have vetted by a qualified attorney who understands licensing, because it's not them getting a replay, it's them licensing your material. And there should always be restrictions on that. I'm not a big fan of lifetime access or anything like that, because your intellectual property, what we sell in this business is intellectual property. We sell the stuff that comes out of our head. We sell the well-formulated ideas that can change and shape the world. But the only way we maximize the value of our intellectual property is by protecting it. So no, clients for me don't typically get complimentary replays of the presentation. That's an upsell. So if they're like, hey, we have people all over the world, we have people on all the continents, we want to make sure that they are able to enjoy the speech, then what are we going to do? Easy. We're going to make it really easy. We're going to say, that sounds great. Would you like to get a 7-day license of this speech? It's our smallest license available, but it'll allow all of your employees to enjoy it by the end of the license on whatever time zone they're in. You know what I mean? Upsell. That's an upsell. So you can charge for things like that. And really, when you utilize the language of, hey, do you want a license? And even if you give them, you allow them the ability to have a complimentary 24-hour license, you need to use that language. So someone asks, how do you control that if they ask for the info to upload it into their own systems to present? Well, there's a couple things that I've advised our clients to do. You have them sign a licensing agreement. If they breach it, there should be a damages clause. In your contract, there needs to be an inspection provision that allows you to inspect and make sure it's no longer on their system. If they're not comfortable giving you that, they need to sign a compliance agreement, one-page agreement that basically says, hey, we have complied with our contract. We have confirmed that it's off the system, and I am signing this under penalties of, if it's not true, obviously I know there'll be damages and there'll be liability on the company side. Most employees aren't willing to sign a document that is false, knowing that in the event of a lawsuit, the person who signed the contract is definitely going to have to testify. Embarrassing. So that's all you can do. Now, does that mean that it's foolproof and no one will ever violate your IP? Nope, it does not. It does not. But the reason you price the way you price is so that you can defend any violations that may or may not occur. You basically have to price for infringement. And this is why it's important to do business. You got to account for the fact you may have to hire a lawyer. You have to account for the administrative cost of someone inspecting. You have to account for the cost of you going back and forth and asking them to sign an agreement and them taking all day. Like, you literally have to account for the basic inconveniences of doing business with corporations. Now, some companies are very good about compliance. Others can be a little bit more difficult. Most of the time it's innocuous. It's not something they do on purpose. It's just I'm telling you, companies are really short-staffed right now. Most companies, I'll say. Most companies. So if you exclude repeat business from your sales plan, this is a really, 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 really big mistake that I see people make all the time, excluding repeat business from your sales plan. So what does your referral process look like? 1, you want to do repeat business with the client that hired you. And then 2, you want them to give you really good referrals. Those are warm leads. Those are people who they're going to say, hey, Ashley did a great job for me. I'd love for her to do a great job for your organization. that will be really good. Faith did a great job for me. I want her to do a great job for your organization. Are you asking for referrals, and are you asking for a certain amount? Like, hey, Larry was excellent. I think you should hire him. Dr. Adrian was incredible. I think you should hire him to do this, or hire her to do this. So you want to make sure that you have, this is part of your process, and you need to have a sales process. In our academy, we go through a sales and prospecting process all the way up through the follow-up, but you need to write out, like, what are all the things I'm going to do to get business? How am I going to get referrals? What questions am I going to ask? What's the time frame on it? And make it very, very clear and easy, such that even if you don't do it, you can hand it off to an admin or someone else, and they can really help you with getting that sales plan in place. Okay, so this is something that's really, really important. So what if I had a process or a course or a guide that could kind of help you with implementing some of the things that we discussed today, implementing a sales plan, implementing a sales process, writing a proposal that can actually get accepted? What if I had that? Would you be interested in learning about that today? Just drop a yes or a no in the chat. If you're like, nope, I got it. I know exactly what to do. I don't need any additional help or support. Do that. If you're like, yes, I want to learn about this, and I want to hear about this super secret special offer that we're only getting on Zoom and in the Facebook group. Now, look, no one else has seen this particular offer. You have to stay until the end, because I'm going to give you guys a discount that I've never given out before. I don't think I've literally never given this out before. So we have something for you. So let's see. So we've developed the Speak Your Way to Cash course. And let me tell you what this is. Over the course of 3 days, I came together with some of the most brilliant speakers, experts, and entrepreneurs in the world. Let's just put it out there, in the world. And for 3 days, I coached them on all things sales, mindset, marketing, proposal writing, LinkedIn pitching, what to say on your sales calls, all of that and more. We actually developed this workbook. How many pages is this workbook? A 52-page workbook, each of them got for attending that. And then we recorded everything. So I was like, you know what? There's some people who weren't able to be here. We're going to put this together in a course. We professionally recorded all of it. And so I want to show you a little bit about the Speak Your Way to Cash course. Really, really, really excited about this course. And what I'll tell you guys is it's over the course of, we developed the course over the course of 3 days, but we're talking about 8-hour days. So you're going to get over 10 hours of content and material that'll be able to help your business really grow. And the important pieces of the puzzle are who to pitch, what to pitch them, and how to pitch them. So you get some templates and some scripts in there and more. And it'll answer the questions of what's the first step to take after deciding who your audience is. What tech do you use to find decision makers? What tech do you use to pitch them? How do you draft your sales emails to prospects from scratch? Because I know that's where a lot of us believe we're starting from. How do you know your pitch is good? And so much more. And we're going to go into the specific modules. And I believe there's about 10 or so modules and some bonus materials on prospecting that we provide as well. So module 1 is goal setting for powerful speakers. We do a dreamer's den. It's important to have your goals and your mindset right before you dig into all this material. Then we go into mastering the corporate landscape. So that covers the different sizes of companies, the industry levels, the language you need to use, all of that, building your framework. Your framework is your market identifier. It is literally the foundation of why they should work with you over and above anyone else in the world. And this is going to be like, for me, we do mindset and sales trainings, but we have a program. Our framework is called the currency of confidence. No one else in the world can deliver that. And each of you should have a framework that undergirds all of your trainings. It's not just the name of your speech, but it is the way in which you approach training and development for different corporations. Pricing pathology, this one session is all about how to price your offers for profit. A lot of people ask me pricing questions. So we just went ahead and made an entire module on pricing. Money mindset, can you sell a 6-figure package? This is the number one question that people have, whether they ask it out loud or not. Not just, is this going to work? Is this possible? Is this going to be a thing? But can I do it? Can I make that happen? Exploding your brand with TV exposure, how to expand your brand with press. We talked about that a bit earlier and why that's important. Developing a hot list of future clients, really critical because you need to know exactly who you're selling to. Assembling your 6-figure package. This is where we get into some tips on licensing and other elements that you can put in your package, some of those elements. And literally, we have people go through this training, take this course, take these exact modules, and within days of taking them, people in that room had landed more than $150,000 in contracts, literally, within days of attending and taking this course. So then we have the possibilities panel where you'll actually hear from people who've done it, who've landed the contracts and done things they've needed to do. Pitching to corporations with ease. This is really critical because this talks about the pitch process. You're going to have to pitch. Even if you're pitching warm people, some of you who already have corporate clients, you should be going back and doing additional pitching to them or getting referrals, etc. No, nothing's changed. I bought the course in December. It's terrific. Has anything changed since then? No. You would probably just want to make sure you come to the event next year so that you get to experience what we do live. The language lab, $2,500. The language lab, like the value of these, each one individually, we have sold courses similar to this, like with one module for a $2,500 price point. The language lab is really good. This is where you learn what to sell. This is where you learn not what to sell. You learn what to say on your sales calls. So that's really important as well. Storytelling secrets. This is all about how to convey your brand story to your audience. That's important. And then mindset mastery. Like this is a VIP panel that was done with my husband, my mom, and my dad. Only those who were in the VIP section of the event actually got to see this. So you all are getting it in the course as well. So the total value is well over 30 grand. And this is conservative. What you're learning here is how to get started on packaging up those 5- and 6-figure offers in a very digestible and comprehensive way. Someone was like, it was so fire. Yes. And we are doing Speaker Ready Cash Live again in November, just saying. So keep that in mind. And you also will get access to the prospecting party, which is where we talk about prospecting. This is one of our pre-event bonuses that we did as well. And as you all could see in the video, we actually showed you guys how to do your prospecting and how to make that work. Okay, so these are the investment levels. For the 30-day license, it's $3,500. The 60-day license is $5,500. The 90-day license is $6,500 if you were to pay in full. And what we're going to do today is if you enter Zoom, the first 15 people are actually going to get 50% off the 30-day license. For those who bought it before, we're going to extend your license. But if you buy it today, you'll get 50% off the 30-day license. All right. So this is major. And this is our Black History Month special. So go on ahead and take advantage of this sale. Okay. Okay. So make sure you get this, like insert Zoom at checkout and get 50% off. And then we did have financing options, but if you choose PayPal as an option, you can go through and do PayPal financing as well. So I would highly recommend that you all get the course, take advantage of it, watch it now, don't wait until later. And then what will happen is when we release ticket sales to our event, you have the opportunity, you have the opportunity to actually be there live and not miss another Speaker Ready Cash live experience. So make that your goal. Make that your goal now is to get that. And you can ignore this January 1st thing. We're keeping this offer open for 24 hours. It's literally a flash sale. So I wanted to make sure I did this in my group so that those in the group could see it. And then those who happen to be on Zoom right now are seeing it as well. But this is a flash sale, okay? 24 hours only on the 30-day license. 24 hours, you get 50% off. This is major. 24 hours, 50% off. If you want to finance it, go to checkout, use PayPal at checkout and do PayPal credit. But 24 hours until this expires, and you may not see it again. There's no guarantees, okay? So you very well may not see this again. Like 50% is a huge discount for you to get started and start to pitch. I really want you guys pitching. So when we meet in November at the Speaker Ready Cash Live 2021 event / family reunion is basically what I'm calling it. because we want every single person who's attended any one of our events, our Zoom webinars, our conferences to be ready to go November 3rd through the 5th at Speak Your Way to Cash Live. Like, that is where all the magic happens. And you cannot miss what happens in the room. You cannot miss what happens in the room. Like, that's so critically important to make sure you're in the room, make sure you're there, make sure you're able to get all of the questions that you have answered. That's critically important, okay? So hopefully you guys got some value out of this presentation. You take advantage of this 1-day offer. Go ahead and put in Zoom at checkout and start speaking your way to cash. All right. Awesome. Talk to you guys later. All right. Wasn't that interview amazing? If you're anything like me, you have pages full of notes. But here's the thing. Before you head out, I want you to go to facebook.com and join the Speak Your Way to Cash Facebook group. That is where I am. That's where a ton of other speakers are, a ton of other people who listen to the show. We all congregate there and chat. And it's 100% free. Now, if you're ready to take your speaking career to the next level, I have 2 ways for you to do that. One, you can go to ashleynicolekirkwood.com/SYWTC live replay and pick up the live replay. That training is 7 modules, chock full of information. It's crazy. Go over there, read all about it. Or if you want a more personal experience, you already know that you want to be a speaker. You're ready to fully commit and you want someone to walk you through it and save you tons of time Googling and doing it on your own, then book a VIP day with me. You can go to ashleynicolekirkwood.com, scroll down until you see the VIP day section and get more information on that there. All right. Thank you guys again for watching. Please do not forget to leave us a review. That is how we keep this train rolling and get some of the best speakers in the world to get on this show. So please leave a review. Shoot me a message on Facebook or Instagram, and Facebook in the Speak Your Way to Cash group, Instagram at the Ashley Nicole Show. And I'd be more than happy to chat with you and say hi. All right, y'all have an awesome day.